Hi everybody, this is Donnie. I'm back again today and I'm showing off my little watercolor spot. These are some of my watercolor palettes and I prefer to sit over here to do any painting because it's totally separate from the other sections of my room, which include a lot of fabric and lace. I primarily dabble in sewing and making items out of fabric, or gluing and making books and wall hangings and things out of laces and pretty stuff. But every once in a while I have this wild side, and it's color. I love color. Now I like certain colors, certain ones I don't prefer, obviously. Everybody does. You know, you have your favorite color groups and then the ones you dislike. But we all have to use all the colors. And so I try to embrace the colors I don't primarily care for because there's so much more out there that I can do if I use them. This little setup is just my homegrown, feeble attempt at enjoying the process of watercolors. I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. I don't claim to be. I don't teach lessons. I never took lessons except for a few months in watercolors. I learned a lot, and that's why I love it, is because I was able to learn. And so when I paint something, I do it primarily to teach myself. And I do try to create a masterpiece. I just can't do it yet. And I don't know if any of y'all play a musical instrument. I play the violin, and I guess I would be considered a professional because not only have I practiced it for years and years, I have a degree in music and I have made and earned money teaching violin. So I understand the concept of being an artist. It's not something you just sit down and start and you all of a sudden are an artist. Now, we all are artists in our heart because the things that we create become a part of us. And it's those things that I want you to try to grasp as you sit and play with your watercolors or any other crafting things you do. I'm not trying to achieve fame and fortune. I just want to have fun with it. And my artistry is my way of expressing myself. I'm not, like I said, a professional artist, but I do love art and things that are crafty. So today, basically, I wanted to show you my big setup, my table, so that you'll know what I'm talking about. The first thing I'm going to point out is the colors, all of the palettes. These two sets here and here are two different brands. Well, actually, that one contains a lot of different brands. This is Lukas brand watercolors. These little things up here are ceramic mixing pots. I don't know what else to call that. Little spots. I have my clean water, stacks of larger trays and the ceramic ones for mixing colors in. All of my brushes and tools and scissors and stuff. Back over here I have all of my Lukas paints because I'm using those right now. I have my miniature palettes right here, going up in size to the small Altoids tins right here. And then these three back here are the regular size Altoids tins that I have used. This is what I'm going to show you today. This is just one of my books and a little kit that I have out in the car, and this is what I'm going to show you today. So, real quick, up there is a big tool kit, big old metal one like Grandpa used to carry. I don't know how they did that. With the trays, as you lift the lid, the trays are in it. It's full of the good paint. So let me go in a little closer, and close your eyes if you get dizzy, because I'm going to move the camera a little bit and I'm going to come in a little closer. Excuse me while I try this. I am really hoping this is going to work and that I'm not going to have any problems. Okay. Those are the ones I'm going to be pointing out today. I have a bag I carry in my truck. It's got some of these in it. It's not this small bag that has just a little book in it and then a brush and some other pieces. It's a larger bag. And in that larger bag, that's where I carry my my book, where I have tried to paint a few things that I've seen off of Pinterest. I do have a shoe fetish. I love shoes. That's one of my favorites, little teacup. It has some gold in it. I have some gold paint from Lukas that I enjoy using quite a bit. So these are just the things, like I said, I am not an artist. I do like to try though. And that's why I have my sets. Lukas, I'm trying to think of the name of the company that I got it at. That may come to me in a minute, but I will put the link below. So if I refer to something, I'll put the link below so that you can look it up too, where I have bought my Lukas tubes. Lukas also comes in pans. Some do, some don't, one way or the other. This is the gold. And I also have a half pan of the gold. But as I said, I was trying to find a way to travel with my paint. And of course, the first thing I did is go to YouTube and see what all of y'all are doing. And I got a message a couple of years ago when I first started this. I did a thing on my blog where I showed my watercolors. And just yesterday, I got a message on that particular post asking me what I used for these palettes. And I thought, oh, great, I can do a video. So that's what I'm going to show you today. The idea, I don't know who thought of the Altoid tins or whatever. Thank you, whoever you are. I don't know who to ever give credit to on some of these things. And so I apologize if I miss you. Let me know if I miss you for any reason, and I'll be happy to give you credit. There's a lady I saw on YouTube 2 years ago that used, this is a gum, G-U-M brand, dental hygiene picks, maybe, little gum picks, maybe, that this had in it. I think that's what it was, or flossers or something. She had the brilliant idea to use these little plastic cases to house little pots of paints. And they're so slender and they fit in your pocket. And so kudos to you. I will find you and I will put that link down below. When I do mine, I put the names of what I have in. I tape it onto my little thing that I'm fixing to show y'all, so that every single one of mine are labeled. Just like I would label my bigger palettes. For example, this particular palette, I have Van Gogh Cobalt Blue. Liquitex is here. And so I have all different kinds in here, but I know which ones they are and can look them back up. Winsor Newton and all those. So anyway, those I keep for a reason. I want to know what I have so that if I need to refill it, I'll get the same one. Let me scoot this out of the way. That was 2 years ago that I did that one. This is my leftovers. This is the ones I'm not currently using. But this is what we're going to look at today. It's going to be these little ones. This is one that's Lukas. And I fill my own pots out of the tubes. And here's an empty one of those. And this one is an empty one of this. So the big thing is, what do you use to fill it with? I've seen videos where they use little tiny silicone ice cube trays. I have seen makeup things that have been, all the makeup crumbled out of it and washed and clean, and then you fill the makeup thing that you get at the dollar store or wherever. Well, I am a diabetic, And every day I have to take 3 shots. No, I did not bring one of my syringes over here, but let me tell you, on the tip of each of those syringes is a sharp needle, and it's covered with an orange plastic piece that covers that. But on top of it is this little plastic piece, and I'm going to put it up closer to the camera and try my best to show it to you. And I'm hoping that will let you see it. It's a plastic cap. It has a little rim on it. And this one has little thread looking things across the sides. So that's what I've been using. I sit here some days when I just need to do stuff. You know how that is. When you're just needing to do something and you don't really know what you're going to do. And you don't want to start a big project, but you want to do something. I take a pair of utility scissors, the cheap ones, and I trim that rim off of, and yes, plastic flies everywhere when I do this. I trim that rim off of the top of these things, which I have, which I have saved now for 2 years, at least, maybe longer. I trim them this size for the Altoids tins, and they fit in there. Here's one that is cram pack full. 5, 10, 15, 20, 39 colors in one. If I really cram them in there. I can do 4 in one row and 5 of the others. And that's cramming it in. I have tried different methods of attaching it so it'll stay on the bottom, but mine don't fall out because I've used a little piece of magnet, sticky magnet, cut in a circle and then stuck onto the bottom of them. I need to come back because they are coming off. I need to come back and actually put a bit of glue on each one of those. But they tend to hold that little, I don't know, what do we want to call these? It almost looks like a shell, a bullet shell or something. But these little caps, it holds it into the metal piece. And so that's how I have been keeping them in here. If I want to do this little teensy palette using the gum brand thing, I cut this little cap almost all the way down. And keep trying it, because this one's too big, I can tell. Keep trying it until you get it just the right size, height-wise, so that it'll close. So, then there's the in-between size. Let me pull one of those out. I always put the name of the brand and the color on each one of these. And then I have it taped all the way around so that if it gets wet, hopefully that'll still keep it on there. Again, I put a piece of magnet on the bottom and then I fill it up. And for this size Altoids tin, this is the little smalls, those will fit. And 15 will fit in this one. Some of these don't have 15. That one looks like it's only got 14 in it. And they didn't travel very well. They don't look very good right now. Some of my kits I've had, like I said, for a number of years. We moved a little over a year ago from Texas to Tennessee. And I carried my watercolors, everything, in the truck with me. And although it was in the U-Haul that we carried just behind our truck, we pulled it with us. We had our dogs and cats and everything with us. So anyway, these have been lots of miles, and they turned out okay. They made the trip just fine. Even those over there did. So I was real tickled that even in the hottest of the summer, it did okay. And that was really all I was caring about, is that it made it. That's what I use. I hoard these. I don't sell them. I have never given them away. Nobody I know paints. In the future, I may. I don't know. Please don't ask me right now. If I decide to ever do that as a little side business or something, I will let y'all know. But my best suggestion is find somebody who is like me, a diabetic, or another person that has to take shots for something, or find a nurse friend who gives shots and ask them to save the caps from the syringes. These happen to be clear, and I'll tell you that the brand that these are, I think we got at Walmart in a box, and the caps are clear. So go to Walmart, ask, find out which ones have clear caps, and if you have to, buy a box. They're $10, I think. Buy a box of 100 syringes, and you'll have 100 caps to work with for your watercolors. So I hope that was helpful. That's all I got for you right now. I wanted to share that method real quick. The next thing I'm going to do, and I just stuck them in here just to see how many I could get in here. The next thing I would do would be individually to start filling them up and writing their names. On my computer, I have taken a very, very, very small font and written in every single color, which I line up across the table as I fill. And I cut these out and tape them on as I right before I fill it. And to fill it, y'all probably all know, you take the lid off of your paint, and little by little, sometimes they're runny enough you can let it drop into the bottom. Sometimes they're thick and you really have to shove it in. I use toothpicks. I use anything I can find that's thin enough to go down in there and poke that. The end of a brush, even, of a paintbrush. So I poke it all down in there. I stir it around if I have to get it to go all the way to the bottom. And then I go through the painfully long process in my world, because I hate waiting, of letting it all dry. Dry before you do anything else. You might want to make up a little color chart. Some wonderful person thought up putting a piece of tape sideways together as a little thing that you can pick it up with. This is just covered in tape. But make you a little card out of watercolor paper, the cheap stuff. Don't use your good stuff for this, because you'll mess it up, believe me, as you try to make them. You're going to do the wrong color or something, see. So as you get your colors lined out, write them down. If you don't like the way they look in that order or whatever, it's not right, you can always change it. Make you out a final card and tuck it in the top of your tin, whatever you're going to use. They're all labeled anyway. I also keep on hand a pair of forceps or tweezers. This is a long set. I think we used it with our dogs when we had puppies. And you'll be able to pull these out pretty easy and put them in. Okay, with two hands. And then I also cut a piece of palette paper. I got this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. It's just a slick piece of paper. It's papery on one side, slick on the other. And I use it sometimes in between, because if my paints are wet, I don't want the card getting all yucky and stuff. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show y'all today. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, I'm not selling these. I don't know where to get them other than Walmart or find a friend. And no, I don't make kits for people. Please don't ask. I won't even respond to those. So I don't have time to do that. I've got my iron in so many fires right now that I really need to be careful with how much time I spend just answering questions. If you have a bona fide question, please do ask. I'll be happy to answer. That's not what I'm saying. But if on the video I've asked you not to ask me to make you one or to sell you something and you do, I'm just not going to answer you. So I hope you understand that. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll probably be back showing you a little bit more of what I do with journaling, because I like to paint my pages when I make journals and then write on that. And I use the traveler's notebooks for my journals and planning. So I love to be able to use one form of my crafts and put it into another form that I enjoy doing too. So I have more to show y'all in the future, and I hope you liked this. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.